Do you feel like you're not living up to your full potential because you're afraid of putting yourself out there? Welcome, beautiful souls, to another episode of the Blissful Biz podcast. I'm your host, Susanne Reicher, and today we are going to dive deep into a topic that many of us can relate to. How to overcome our fear of visibility and why it's essential for growing a successful online business. This fear, it can hold us back from achieving our full potential. Today, I want to share my own experiences and insights as a woman in her 50s who's building an online business to help you understand how to overcome your fear of visibility. Because you need to address those fears or mindset blocks you might have before you dive into all the strategies and tools and all the things. I can teach you what to post on Instagram and how often and how to repurpose and promote your content and all those good strategies and things. And I do. But if you haven't worked through your fear of visibility, it's probably not going to work. It's going to fall flat. And by the way, I am teaching all the strategies and how to get started on Instagram in a brand new training inside my membership, The Hive. You get a step-by-step plan, templates, Canva layouts, all the things to feel confident with what you share, and you're going to leave with a real plan that's going to translate into growth and sales. If you want to get access to that training, join us inside The Hive. Go to susannereicher.com/hive to get all the details. I'll also add the link to the show notes. You can join and cancel anytime, and the investment is just $49 per month plus VAT where applicable. Inside The Hive, you get immediate access to a library full of trainings, how to grow your audience and sales, a brand new training every month, a tech vault with tech tutorials, live Q&A sessions with me, and an amazing community platform where I'm there to answer all your questions every day. It's an amazing place and I'd love to see you inside. So go to susannereicher.com/hive to get all the details and to join us. Okay, so in that training, you get the strategies, but today, as a first step, we're going to talk about the fear of visibility. Let's start with me sharing my story. I know I have a wealth of knowledge. I have years of experience in digital marketing. I have a real passion for helping others. But when I started my business, I was so scared of going live, of doing videos, of really showing up fully. And of course, the popularity of video, it's not going away, my friend, as much as you wish it would. In fact, the trend in the online space is only getting stronger. People are craving authenticity, they are craving realness, and the easiest and fastest way to show that, to really show your authenticity and realness, is with video. And yeah, it's difficult. It's always been difficult for me. A lot of my lack of confidence around videos, I don't care if it's live or pre-recorded, came from my self-consciousness about things like my age, or that I don't look good enough, or that I'm too fat, right? So trust me when I say I completely understand how difficult it can be to get to the point where you feel good in front of the camera. And here's the thing, I know I'm not unique when I say that I don't love video. And when you have that fear of visibility, of showing up on video, of sharing vulnerably, you are not unique. Like most entrepreneurs struggle with that. It's not a unique problem. And in fact, I can pretty much guarantee that most people don't necessarily love to see themselves on video. It's a constant conversation with my students. However, as I said, video is the fastest way to build a connection with your audience. And in a noisy online world, that's important. Connecting with your audience via live video, for example, connects you to them in a way that a blog post or an email or a social media post or even a podcast episode will never do. Video is the most important visibility tool. But I struggled with that. And most of my content was educational back in the day. So I talked about what to do, how to do things, how to do that, 3 things, how to do that. And I was proud of the step-by-step trainings I shared in my blog and later on my podcast. It really took time for me to start showing up more fully and embrace being more visible in my business. So for example, when I started my business, the name was Happy Yoga Marketing. I only changed it to my name, Susanne Reicher, later, I think nearly 2 years in, after I realized that I was telling my students to show up fully, and here I was hiding behind the brand name. But the thing is, when I started my business, I didn't have the confidence to use my name. I didn't see myself as the expert yet, and I definitely didn't really want to be visible. And you might relate to that. My turning point came when I realized the impact my journey could have on others and on my business. I realized that not showing up fully was hindering my success. I saw other entrepreneurs growing a whole lot faster, having bigger launches because they showed up fully. They played a bigger game. And of course, I wanted that too. So I realized I had to change things, right? So I began doing more live videos, creating reels, sharing personal stories on my podcast. I talked about my struggles and my wins, and I embraced my vulnerabilities and decided to show up in a bigger way no matter what. It wasn't always easy. Like I don't know how often I put going live on my to-do list and then I didn't do it. And normally I say when it's put on Asana, it gets done. So Asana is a project management tool that I use in my business. And yeah, with everything else, it's like when I put it on Asana, it gets done. But not with things here where I had really big fears or mindset blocks blocking me, basically. I always found an excuse not to do it. It was like too late, the light was bad, the audio quality wasn't optimal, I didn't want to put on makeup. I always found excuses. It really took me a lot of inner work and practice to get more comfortable with showing up. One of my students, she faced a similar fear. So she was a successful yoga teacher, but struggled to show her face on her social media channels, like so many of us, right? Her breakthrough moment was when she decided to share her journey of self-improvement openly. So that became one of her content pillars. And through that, her audience began to trust her, not just for her professional skills, but for her authenticity and willingness to be vulnerable. By overcoming her fear of visibility, she built a strong community and a successful business. So how do you get there? How do you overcome this fear of visibility? The first step, as with everything, is awareness. To become aware of your feelings, to sit with them. Like me, so often I put go live on my to-do list and then I didn't do it. So I had to ask myself, why is that? What's really going on? So it was the fear of being judged, of not being good enough, of being too old, of not being a typical yoga teacher, all the things. Then I asked myself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Someone can send me a mean email or a DM. I can say something embarrassing or something controversial and I get canceled. I have to say, I don't really worry about that, but I know some people do. And the next thing is I thought about what would happen if I was visible consistently, if I showed up fully. I would grow my audience. I would build a deeper connection with them. I would sell more and have less money worries. And that looked like the benefits far outweighed the potential things that could go wrong, right? And what I also not realized, but what was important for me to reframe my thinking was to make it less about me and to make it more about my audience. Because the content you share, it's not really about you, it's about your audience, it's about them. When you are worried about things like how you look on camera, you are making your content about you and not about your audience. So when you are worried about how you look, you are not focusing on what you are offering them in that moment. In fact, you're totally missing the point because you're not giving value and you're not offering transformation. Instead, all you're thinking about is yourself. It's really easy for all of us to judge ourselves because here we are on video and we see ourselves on our computer, for example. You see what you look like and it's hard not to focus on that. But it's dangerous because it takes you out of focus and it makes it all about you and you lose your message. At least you lose the strength of your message. So when this happens to me, and I'm still not perfect with that, far from it, right? But now I recognize it. And what I do is I tell myself, I am here for them. This little voice in my head when I just don't like how my hair looks or I think I look overweight or whatever, I instantly say, I'm here for them. I'm here to support and to serve. And that usually snaps me back into the moment. We are always, all of us, thinking about ourselves. It's human nature. So that's why you need to have a way to snap out of it. So here's what I'm saying myself. I am here for them. I am here to support and serve. So you can use that or something similar. And when you say that in your head, I am here for them. I am here to support and serve. It snaps you back to, okay, all right, here I am. I want to challenge you to shift your mindset and just make it about your audience. Your message is too important to get lost in your lack of confidence in how you show up. It's okay if you don't always love how you look, but don't lose your message because of it, because think about the people that you won't be touching their lives. Think about the people that you won't help if you don't show up. In the online business realm, vulnerability can be a superpower. So sharing your journey, including the challenges and growth you've experienced, can inspire others and foster deeper connections. Embracing your vulnerability, despite the fear of visibility, can set you apart from the competition. It's about embracing your uniqueness. So for example, your age and life experiences, they are assets, not hindrances. So embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your wisdom, and share your story proudly. This is what's going to make you stand out. There's so much cookie cutter content, especially on Instagram, where everybody sounds the same. And when all your content right now is educational, how to pose, how to do this pose, or 3 steps to do this, or how to do that, that's nice, but that's not how you really build a deeper connection. Here you are hiding. It's easy to hide behind what we do because you've been trained in that. That's what we feel comfortable with sharing and talking about. Getting more personal, getting visible in a different way, that's scary. But that's how you build a deeper connection. Your authenticity and openness will resonate with an audience that values real connection, making your online business flourish. Because we buy from people we like. And for people to like people, we need to trust them, and we also need to get to know them, right? So yes, build your credibility by educating people, by talking about what you do and your offers and how you do that, but also build that connection and that likability by showing up authentically and by showing up in a way that goes deeper and that's more personal. Okay, my dear listeners, remember that your fear of visibility is a hurdle that can be overcome. By understanding its impact on your online business and taking steps to convert, you can unlock the true potential of your online presence. I promise it gets easier and easier and easier the more often you do things like sharing something vulnerable, going live, doing video content, creating a reel, dancing in front of the camera. Everything just takes practice, right? So thank you for joining me today on this journey. Embrace your fear of visibility, acknowledge it, and then rise above it. Your success is waiting. I strongly believe in you and in everything you are here to share and to help people with. The online world is ready to embrace your unique light. And don't forget, I'm teaching all the strategies and how to get started on Instagram in a brand new training inside my membership, The Hive. Go to susannereicher.com/hive to get all the details and to join us. It's a membership. You can join and cancel at any time. It's just $49 per month plus VAT where applicable. I would love to see you on the inside. You can also DM me on Instagram when you have any questions about that. I'm Susanne Reicher there, or send me an email. You also find the links in the show notes, right? So get in touch. Until next time, my beautiful soul, stay visible, stay radiant, and stay true to yourself. Your online business and your authentic self are worth it. Bye for now.